All right, so we're talking about how to become fluent in English and start speaking. Very, very important. Remember, if you follow in the steps of the polyglots, the people who learn to speak more than one language, you know that they begin speaking right away, even when they're beginners. If you start speaking right away, two things happen. One, you overlearn, you overuse the few things that you learned, so you begin speaking them almost automatically. Even though it's little, but you can still use it almost automatically. And as you use it frequently, you begin to develop conversational workarounds to express yourself with the few words that you know. So if you don't know how to say, my grandmother has hepatitis, you don't know grandmother, you don't know how to say hepatitis, you can say, my mother's mother is sick. Okay, you're saying the same thing. It's not as specific, but speaking, learning to speak and beginning to speak from day one is very important. So it's important to develop your personal English network. You begin to build a network. I got an email from a gentleman. We'll call him Mark. And he said, David, I had one friend. And while I had this friend, my English developed very well because I spoke with him often and I could sense my English developing. But then I lost that contact, and after that, I haven't been progressing. So it's important that you develop a network, not just one person, but several people that you can speak with. I recommend that you have at least 12 people in your network. Why 12 people? Because if you only have one person in your network and you speak to them every day, they may get tired of talking to you. They'll say, oh no, here comes that guy again to bother me. Okay, if he's a good friend, it's not a problem. But sometimes, if they're not a good friend and you only know that one person, you will end up bothering them. So if you have several people in your network, you can speak to 2 people every day, and that way you talk to everyone during the week. You don't talk to them too much, you don't bother them, but you still talk to them frequently enough to maintain that relationship. Okay, so I recommend that you have 3 students from your country, students who speak your language, because that way you can ask them questions. If you have trouble, you don't know how to say something in English, you can say, hey, how do I say this in your mother tongue? And they can translate it for you because they understand the difficulties that you have. So try to find people who are better than you so they can help you, and then find people who speak less than you so that you can help them, because when you teach and you help other people, you learn even more. You reinforce it and you internalize it better. I also recommend you have about 6 international English students in your network, people that don't speak your mother tongue. So this way it will force you to speak in English with them every time you talk to them. There's no way you can speak in your mother tongue because they don't understand you. They only speak English, which is the same language you're learning. And so that way you'll be forced to speak in English with them. Also, it's good if you can find a teacher or a tutor, someone who can help you with specific problems, overcome those specific areas that you're having trouble with. And also have at least 2 native speakers, people who speak English fluently. These aren't hard to find, especially if you find people who want to learn your mother tongue. For example, you speak Portuguese and you want to learn English, you find someone who speaks English and wants to learn Portuguese. So you help them learn your language and they help you learn their language. So if you find students like this, people like this, to develop your network, it will be great. I know there's a lot of problems that you'll face when you start doing this. Number one is, where do you find these kind of people? Okay, there's lots of places you can find them. I'm actually in the process of developing a course, a series of videos to help you with this, showing you where to find people that you can put into your personal English network. Another question you're going to have is, David, what do I say? So I'm recording another video to help you learn how to introduce yourself and how to make small talk, how to talk to those people when you have them in your network in English. What do you say? Number 3, David, I don't know how to speak a lot of English. How do I learn more English so that I can express myself better? Great. We're going to cover that. How to learn as you're developing your skills, as you're speaking with people. In the 3-step speaking sequence where you speak, you realize what you need to learn or where you're making mistakes, and you go learn that. You're learning as you go. You're not studying and studying and studying to get a certificate to someday speak. No, you're speaking now every day and developing your fluency step by step. And then a lot of you are going to say, David, how do I begin speaking? I'm not just going to go start talking English and start speaking. So there's a simple process where you can start practicing and work your way into that to where you feel comfortable speaking with people. I'm actually interested in helping you with this in a 30-day immersion course to start off, help you develop this network, find these first 12 people, and cover these specific areas answering your question in our Maven Mastermind. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll get back with you. And in the next video, if there's enough interest, maybe we'll go ahead and start this group. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this series of videos, how to become fluent in English, the different levels of fluency, how to learn with an integrated learning system to develop all 8 abilities, and also begin speaking by developing your own personal English network. So as always, if you have questions, you didn't understand something, I didn't make it clear, leave a comment. Be happy to get back with you and help you become fluent in English.